Okay, so we've got a very classic video here for the HT channel. We've got the old versus the new, seeing if the new's worth it. And when I say new, I mean the brand new Trigger 9 Pro versus the Trigger 8 Pro. Seeing if the new one's worth the money. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna start with the old. Everyone knows I love the Trigger 8 Pro. It's not a bad stick, it's got great release, great feel. It's not a slap shot stick, but you could still trust it to hit one. I say trust like it's got auto aim, but you know what I mean. You know, you don't wind up for a slap shot and think, this is probably gonna go along the floor. Do you know what I mean? It's a very trusty stick. It's a very nice stick. You know, it's worth its money.
What was your standout feature, the main thing you loved about it?
Oh, absolutely, definitely the release. I mean, it's a trigger.
And the ribbed?
Do you know what, I'm starting to think the ribbed, it doesn't make that much of a difference.
Oh,
I think
no.
I know. It still looks very cool though.
I thought ribbed was the way to go.
It looks very cool though. It looks a shiny.
Now, what was the thing that you liked the least about the Trigger 8 Pro, if anything at all?
I liked it all. It's a very nice stick. There's nothing can go wrong. I mean, I used it a lot when I was playing this last season. It's a great stick, you know.
Didn't score many bloody goals with it though, did you?
I didn't score many goals at all. Happens, it happens. This year's gonna be different. Now, moving on to the newer Trigger 9 Pro. They've just upped it. They've upped it again. I really don't know how.
You know, it sounds like hype when you say that. You have to justify it.
I know it does, and I think justifying it, it does it in the video alone. Because I think, one, my shots come off way harder and way nicer, which my shot hasn't gotten harder. Do you know what I mean? That's not gonna happen anymore, unfortunately. It's just gonna come off cleaner and smoother and faster, depending on the stick, the kick point. I know they're the same kick point, but do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain. It's almost like it's on steroids.
You referenced that in the video where we looked at the entire new Ribcor range.
I did. It's like it's on steroids. It's like they've gone, here's a bit of roids, have that.
But if it was a blind test, do you honestly think you'd be able to tell the difference between
Yes,
the two
just
sticks?
off of smoothness, how it comes off.
Really?
It comes off so clean.
Maybe we do that.
Maybe we do that. Let us know. I'd be interested too, because obviously, if I did get it wrong, I'd look like an absolute word I'm not allowed to say on here.
Well done.
Nearly.
But you honestly think it's a big
personally, if I was buying one and I was spending my own money, I would be going for the Trigger 9 Pro purely because it's just so smooth.
Okay.
However,
go on.
The Trigger 8 is not a stick to overlook. It's not a bad stick. It's still a very smooth, very nice, very clean stick to use.
Where would you rank the Trigger 8 amongst the Trigger 9 Pro, the 9K, and the 9?
In between the 9 and the 9K.
Okay, so now, if you're spending your own money, I know you said that you'd go for the Trigger 9 Pro, but with what you've just said there, which stick do you think is the best value? I know we said it was the...
Value for money?
Yeah.
If you put in the Trigger 8 in there, absolutely the Trigger 8. Because you're still getting a top of the range stick that, one, has a great release, great feel. You know, it's still a very, very nice Trigger 8 Pro. You know, it's a good trigger. Just because the new one comes out, that one isn't terrible. It's still a very good stick, and a good stick that you can trust, that will last you a very long time too.
Yeah, you've actually not broken that.
Because durability comes into it. I've still got both of these that I got originally.
That's mad.
Which says something, because I used to break a lot of sticks.
Yeah, no, you did.
So, value for money, the Trigger 8 Pro hands down. But
who do you think the Trigger 9 Pro is, and who do you think the Trigger 8 Pro is for? Bearing in mind it's going to be discounted like crazy now.
I definitely think chances are Trigger 9 Pro is probably going to be more for like the pros.
Okay.
The ones that spend the money, well, not them, the teams spend the money for their players to perform, you know? Yeah. They want them to have the best product possible to help them perform and score goals.
Durability is not really a concern, or
it isn't,
price isn't a concern, it's just best performance.
Yes, but I mean, I've used it since I've got it and it's not shown any signs of going weak, limp, soft at all.
All the words that are associated. No one ever wants to go
Weak.
weak, limp.
Weak or limp's never a good thing, you know what I mean? But it hasn't, you know what I mean? My stick's still going strong.
That's what she said. Now, what about the Trigger 8 Pro? Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Same thing. It's not limp, it's not soft, it's not weak. It's still going strong.
That's okay, that's decent.
Both very, very nice sticks. I can't knock them. But if I was buying one, I would go with the Trigger 9 Pro purely for the fact of it's so much smoother and so much easier to shoot with, which I didn't think was possible. So fair play, CCM. If you want to see us do a blind stick test with these two sticks, let us know down in the comment section and we'll get it done.
I'll probably throw in the Trigger 9 into that mix, as just the 9, not the 9 Pro.
Really?
Yeah, just to see if you can. Jesus Christ.
I did not do that intentionally, and then I thought.
Just to see if you can tell the difference.
I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed.
Oh God, fair play. Anything else?
No, fair play, CCM. I didn't think it was possible for you to up the trigger game again, but you have. Fair play. It's definitely going to be a stick that is in the changing room as one of my my club sticks, which is saying a lot, so I've got a big stick collection.
So today we're going to be taking a look at the True Catalyst 9X4s against the previous generation, the True Catalyst 9s. Now, you guys, if you saw the video, know that I'm a massive, massive fan of these skates over here. They really did change the game for me, and also my kind of understanding, and also, to be honest, faith in what true hockey were